Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my Cayo Perico Heist trailer breakdown. In this video, I'll be showing you the most interesting bits of the trailer and break them all down. And make sure to subscribe for much more Cayo Perico content coming to you very soon. Let's begin. Starting off with new vehicles. The helicopter seems to be a stealth type of helicopter like the feature that we have on the Akula that already exists in the game. This is further solidified by the fact that the players seem to be wearing some silent and sneaky type of outfits. On the thumbnail for the trailer itself, we can get another type of look on two new cars and what looks like a civilian version of the lifeguard or just straight up a new quad. I personally think it's most likely just a new quad. Moving on to the trailer itself. In the first screenshot, you might think that this is a new plane, but that is simply not the case. This plane has been featured a few times before in the teaser trailer from a few weeks ago, and if we can quick look at it again, like I did in the teaser trailer breakdown, you can see that it is similar as I initially thought. This plane looks like it's the Nimbus, which was released years ago. The first scene seems to be more of a cutscene that kind of introduces you to you flying to the island or just being a passenger on there, as the two lovely ladies are going on about hashtags and wanting to make pictures about how drunk they're going to get on this island. The GTA Online character kind of just seems to be waiting there for the plane like he always does and kind of awkwardly wonders what the hell was going on this time. In the second scene, we get to see a good overview of the island and the kind of the scale of it. It looks like it will be a pretty decently sized island. Another good screenshot is this one, where you can see it from a slightly different angle. You better get those off-road wheels ready. The third scene introduces us more to the island partying scene and what seems to be the man that we're going to be robbing blind for the next year or so. The trailer kind of sets up the story for this heist. It also highlights this later on when English Dave, and yes, he is returning, mentions some stuff that he did, and then what looks like another new character will tell you to go there and rob him. This man with this fancy hat looks like it's the drug lord El Rubio that we're going to be robbed. Apparently he also supplies the baking soda to the Madrazo family, so that's fun. We've come full circle. Then there's also some more bits and pieces of the new underground nightclub, which looks pretty similar to the current nightclub that we have, and potentially some different kind of lights, but this is just quick initial impressions. They might have done some more with it. Now let's have a look at the heist itself. The trailer itself looks as though it's showing off two different approaches. Silent and sneaky, where in this scene it shows of you hacking a laptop to print out your hentai, and then in this scene where it looks like you're about to rob a very expensive little statue. I personally think that this will be the new art stealing loot instead of the paintings that we did in the casino heist. The other approach that I assume we're getting shown is the aggressive approach. The grappling hook, and yes, you heard that right, grappling hook, over the wall showcases the direct approach as well as the camo outfit and a heavier weaponry and helicopter that the teammate is rappelling down from. The weapon he's holding, by the way, kind of looks new to me. Is that finally the Scar assault rifle that's been cut from the game years ago? A little further into the trailer, we get to see more of the submarine, which looks like it will be the place to plan the heist, as mentioned by the new character who wants you to rob the other new character that you have to rob. I know, having no names makes it a little bit more difficult. It looks as though that Lester will not be taking part within this heist. Potentially he'll come around the corner out of nowhere because you need someone that knows how to plan a heist, but in general it doesn't seem like he's featured within this heist, so maybe, just maybe, you won't have to hear his screeching screams again about how you hit the mother load for the 600th time. I guess you could say that after all that time he spent on that lonely rooftop with his new love of his life, it is indeed time for either the picnic or that other thing that he mentioned that starts with an O that most likely will get me demonetized. The submarine itself seems to have guided missiles that looks like you can control them like you did in the Arena War turrets inside of those game modes. The scene shows off it being used inside of a mission, so I personally wouldn't get my hopes of using it within free roam. But time will tell. Arguably though, the most interesting bit of the trailer is the heist planning board itself and the fact that you're using that inside of the submarine, as you can see by the character inside of this screenshot. This heist planning board also shows off a couple of very interesting things. First off is the layout of the island itself in more detail and on a much bigger scale than the tiny screenshot that we had from the teaser trailer a couple of weeks ago. As you can see, it seems that there won't be that many towns and cities that are highlighted on it because obviously it's an island, so you will probably not have like big malls and stuff like that. But obviously that doesn't mean that there won't be any sort of like buildings and that sort of stuff, and it will just be one big island full of grass, and that's kind of it. Because obviously you have the party area, you have the mansion area. It seems that it's a pretty varied type of island for what we have seen thus far. And again, the island does look pretty decently sized, and it even has an airstrip at the top left where you'll be able to likely land your plane and make your first entrance onto the island. On the top left of the heist planning board, you can see 5 objectives for the heist, but personally I can only read 3 out of 5 of them, and these 3 objectives are 4 escape points, 6 points of interest, and 24 secondary targets. If you can figure out what the other 2 are, then please let me know in the comments down below. The payout is also mentioned on the top right, and you seem to be getting $1.1 million for the Madrazo files, but nearly $2.9 million for secondary targets, and since there's 24 of them, that will result into $118,700 per secondary target. To me, it would seem that this will be sourced in prep missions and then potentially stolen in the finale, like a daily vault type of scenario like we had in the casino heist. And as you can see by this stack of gold hidden away in the shack somewhere, this will likely be how it will go on. Maybe you will even go as far as to do the secondary objective before you even tackle the finale itself, and you potentially will be able to make some money before you even do the finale. It's something that is open to all, and with an island like this, there might even just simply be hidden, and you will just have to source them just the one time like you had in the casino heist and scoping out the casino. At least that's what I personally would hope for. But again, time will tell, and next week I will hopefully have all the answers for you. Now, how this will all work for solo players and all that stuff, I will touch on in a separate video. Ironically enough, that was a video that was gonna go up today, but it would seem as all those things that I mentioned in that video are now completely worthless because we have more information. So for that reason, I will touch on the whole solo aspect of this heist with the new information and stuff like that in that video separately, so I don't waste your time and just kind of can keep this video on the trailer itself and the facts that we have learned from that. But with all that said and with all that done, that was it for this one. Thank you all so very much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, found it useful. Subscribe for much more Cayo Perico content coming to you very soon. And give me a follow on Twitch while you're at it too, to see all the heisting on Vault on December 15th when the heists are coming out. And if you really like what you see on the channel, then make sure to consider becoming a member like Ripstakes, Chloe, and Dr. Strangelove. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I'll see you all later.